International Energy Agency projects global electricity demand to increase by 55% from 2018 to 2040. At the same time, air pollution and climate change are driving transition to the low-emission sources of electricity. And another quote from the team Gitzel, Cameco's president and CEO. As the world begins its transition to decarbonize electricity, we have a huge role to play. There will be no transition to nuclear power in many countries if we don't provide the fuel for it. The world is counting on us to do that, and that is what we plan to do. Welcome investors! Today we will continue talking about uranium industry, and specifically we will talk about Cameco stock. Cameco is the second largest uranium mining company in the world, located in Canada. Cameco is like Barrick Gold in gold industry. It's like Duke Energy between utility companies. It is like JP Morgan Chase between the banks. And it is like Carnival in cruising industry. What will you find in this video? 1. Cameco company overview. 2. How uranium is mined, milled, and processed. 3. Cameco financial statement. 4. My holdings of Cameco company. And 5. Outlook for uranium industry. If you are interested, stay with me right now. Cameco name comes from Canadian Mining and Energy Corporation, and company was formed in 1988 by the merger and privatization of two corporations owned by the local provincial government and federal government. Eldorado Nuclear Limited, known previously as Eldorado Mining and Refining Limited, and Saskatchewan Mining Development Corporation. The new company was initially owned 62% by the provincial government and 38% by the federal government. The initial public offering for 20% of the company was conducted on July 1991. Government ownership of the company decreased over next 11 years, with full privatization occurring on February 2002. In 1996, Cameco acquired Power Resources, the largest uranium producer in the United States. This was followed in 1998 by the acquisition of Canadian-based Uranus Corporation and Mining Limited and Uranus USA. In 2011, Cameco signed an agreement with Talvivaara Mining Company, where Cameco would pay $60 million to construct a uranium extraction circuit at the Talvivaara nickel zinc mine in Sotkamo. Talvivaara would pay back the initial construction cost in the form of uranium concentrate. Once the initial costs were paid, Cameco would continue to purchase a uranium concentrate at the pricing formula based on the market price of the day of the delivery. In 2012, Cameco acquired a nuclear intermediary, Nucleon Energy. In 2016, Cameco suspended operations at its Rabbit Lake mine due to the low uranium prices. In 2017, it suspended operations for at least 10 months and its MacArthur River mine and Key Lake mill, converting that into the shutdown in 2018, involving the layoff of 700 employees. This year, in 2020, September, Cameco is planning to reopen some of those mines. It all depends on the prices of uranium on the market. Most of the Cameco operating experience is in Athabasca Basin in northern Saskatchewan, Canada. It is the home of the world's largest high-grade uranium deposits, with ore grades up to 100 times the world average. Cameco operations here include the two highest grade mines in the world, Cigar Lake and MacArthur River. So how uranium is mined? It is a quite fascinating and very interesting process. I will leave it to the professional to explain to you how uranium is mined.
In the United States, currently, the majority of uranium mining is conducted using in situ mining. In situ mining is a process where the uranium is leached in place in situ. Water wells are drilled into the uranium deposit and the groundwater is circulated. Groundwater is circulated with oxygen. When oxygen is added to the water, it literally rusts the rock. When you rust a nail, the nail turns from silver or gray to a rusty red color. When you have uranium ore and you rust it, the rock turns from a gray to a yellowish color. That yellow oxidized uranium is soluble and it's brought to the surface, and it's extracted from the water through a treatment process. So that is in situ mining, and that is how the majority of uranium is produced in the United States. But there still is conventional mining in the United States, and there's many deposits in the United States that can only be produced through conventional means. With conventional means, the rock is excavated from the earth. It's either excavated underground in tunnels or workings, or if the ore is shallow enough, it can be dug up in pits and taken out through what is called an open pit type of technique, where it's mined from the surface. In both cases, the ore is extracted, it's taken with trucks to a mill where the uranium is ground, or the ore is ground and crushed. The uranium is leached in big tanks from the rock. And now we have a solution that is very similar to the solution that's produced during the in situ leach process, where the solution can be taken through a series of refinement steps, ultimately to drying, where the uranium is packaged in 55-gallon drums and is shipped to a conversion facility where it is further processed for nuclear fuel. Uranium is a very common element. I think what's notable is in our country, we produce about 10%, maybe somewhat less, of the uranium here at home that we burn on an annual basis in our reactors. We get our uranium from many places in the world. We get uranium from Canada. We get uranium from Australia. There are African countries which produce uranium. Perhaps most notable over the past decade is the increase in uranium production from the country of Kazakhstan. We get uranium from all of these locations. Currently, nuclear power plants are also fueled by uranium that is released from government inventories. The government, the United States government, for example, has surplus uranium in their military stocks, which are being liquidated regularly into the marketplace and used to fuel reactors. The Soviet Union over the past decade has released a large quantity of old nuclear warheads, bombs that have been debombed. And in fact, in the United States, somewhere around half of our fuel for domestic reactors over the past decade has come from the debombing of old Russian nuclear warheads. That program is coming to an end.
Cameco Corporation, as of today, which is September 9, price of the stock of the company is $10.87. Company employs 1,897 people, but of course after recent shutdowns of the mines, probably it's less than this number which is shown here. Company, like I said, is located in Canada, and trading data, daily volume of trading is around 800,000 shares. Valuation of the company, market cap is $4 billion. Enterprise value is $4.2 billion. Balance sheet of the company. Total cash which company has on hand is $646 million, and total debt is $742 million, which is pretty good for the company in the uranium industry, which is in a bear market since 2011. As you can see, this company has a very strong position and has, I would say, nice amount of cash. Let's take a look at the revenue of the company. For 2015 was $1.9 billion, 2016 1.8, 2017 1.7 billion, 2018 1.5, 2019 1.4, and then 12 months trailing is 1.5. Net income of the company, this is very interesting. For 2015 was $47 million, and in 2016 and 2017 company was losing money, $45 million minus in 2016, and in 2017 163. But in 2018 $121 million net income, and then 2019 $57 million, and trailing 12 months is $31 million. Let's take a look at the stock of the company. So basically for past 6 months, stock price recovered 24%. So company recovered, stock recovered. Let's take a look on the longer term stock performance. For 1 year, stock is up 16%, and 5 years, boom, down 25%. And let's take a look at 10 years. This is going to be interesting. 60% almost. Yes, of course, because this is stock for contrarian investors. This is not a stock for someone who is risk averse or is looking for, I would say, normal company which is operating within the boundaries and rules of normal stock market. This company for past 10 years is basically in a bear market since 2011, since Fukushima accident. Stock is slowly declining. But prices of uranium for past 3 years are slightly going up. I will talk about this later. So this is a great pick for contrarian investors who are willing to take some risk and who have a lot of nerve and are very strong with their emotions and are willing to buy the company which as you can see right now, after 10 years, is almost 60% down. Of course, this is this company, if you believe in commodity markets and if you believe that uranium is the future of electricity, sometimes in the future we should see the big bull market for uranium price. And of course, if uranium goes up, Cameco will be #1 company which is going to benefit from prices of uranium going up. Let's take a look at the chart, maximum chart. This shows you entire, I would say, maybe not entire, but bigger picture. You could see the huge rally here in 2007. Stock reached $52, and then of course stock went down in 2008, and then again cyclicality shows up. 2011, another huge rally, and then of course all this time we have stock going slowly down. But like I said, prices of uranium slowly recovering for past 3 years. And now the question for the future, how this chart is going to look, let's say from 2018, from this point to 2028. Are we going to experience another bull market or not? This is my holdings of Cameco Corporation. I bought 100 shares on July 28 and the price was $12.06. This is a really small position and I'm planning to increase amount of shares of Cameco, but I'm waiting right now because we are not even 2 months until the election in United States, and this is usually very turbulent time when market react very differently, and I'm just waiting for the time when market drops significantly for any reasons. It doesn't matter who wins the election, but market always reacts in weird ways before elections and right after the elections. So like I said, I'm waiting when the prices go down, and then I will try to buy more shares. Right now the prices are below, I think around $11. But I'm gonna be patient and wait a little more because I know that entire uranium industry is suffering right now, and I just want to take advantage of this. And also depends how the geopolitical situation is going to be developing. And like I said, on the top of this we have election, and I'm gonna wait a little bit more for the right time, which I think would be to buy more shares of Cameco. Cameco right now is suffering because of the extensive bear market in the uranium industry. All the companies processing and mining uranium are suffering right now. Bear market in the uranium industry started in 2011 after Fukushima accident. But for the past 3 years, we have seen prices of uranium moving up from $20 spot price in 2017 to $30 per pound spot price in 2020 right now. You may call this a stealth rally because nobody is talking about this. This stealth rally indicates that demand is picking up, and Due to the temporary closing, some of the biggest uranium processing mines like Cigar Lake and MacArthur River, it is just a matter of time when we will see eventually the prices of uranium increase more and more. Is Cameco stock the right investment for you? It depends. I'll present you 3 factors to consider right now. Factor number 1. If you are a risk-averse investor, this is not the stock for you. You can lose all of your money invested right here. You would be better off putting your money in Dominion or Duke Energy if you are a risk-averse investor. The uranium market is very volatile and unpredictable. Factor number 2, if you are investing in Cameco money which you cannot afford to lose. Cameco operates in very abnormal market. Very often the rules of the stock market don't apply to the uranium market and vice versa. For example, in January and February 2011, you could have seen a huge bull market in uranium stocks. Cameco stock reached $42, when at the same time, the rest of the companies on the stock market were licking their wounds after 2008 market crash. And factor number 3, in the commodities and mining industry, if you are not a contrarian investor, you are a victim. If you have to remember just one thing from this entire video, this would be the most important sentence to remember. This sentence, if you use it properly, it can make you a lot of money in the mining industry. Let me repeat this for you. If you are not a contrarian investor, you are a victim in mining and commodities market. This sentence comes from Rick Rule, who is a true professional in the mining industry, and this is a guy where you should go if you want to deeply understand mining and commodities market, and if you really want to make money in this industry. In the description to this video, I'll put the Rick's analysis of the mining industry. There is another man who is really pro in the mining industry. You can watch a lot of his interviews with mining executives on his channel. It is a true treasure as well for investors interested in mining industry. In the description, you will find as well the link to his channel. His name is Matthew Gordon. And the last resource on the list is the Kitco, where you can find a lot info on their channel and on their website as well. I'll also post the link this into the description. Those 3 sources you just heard about, Rick Rule, Matthew Gordon and Kitco, are a very good beginning if you want to learn and benefit from the mining and commodities industry. So please remember this great sentence about investing in commodities and mining industry. If you are not a contrarian investor, you are the victim right here. So this is it for today. Please subscribe to the channel for more interesting content coming up in the future, and of course share this video with your friends and anybody who is interested in investing in mining and uranium industry. This will help me greatly to build the channel, and all your help is greatly appreciated. Just thanks to you, I am right here. If you were not there, I wouldn't be here. Thank you very much for your time with me right here, and always fight for your gains!